There are some people who don't just enter your life with a spark of excitement. They enter with a stillness, with calm, with alignment. They don't pressure you to perform or chase or prove your worth. They become a mirror of peace, not pressure, a shelter from your storms, not another one. And that kind of presence, that kind of calm, it doesn't come from them alone. It comes from Allah, because Allah is Asal, the source of peace. And when He writes a connection for your soul, He writes Sakna into it. You may not even realize it at first, because it doesn't always look like the movies. It doesn't always feel like butterflies. Sometimes it just feels like safety, like you can finally exhale. A connection that slows down your heart, not speeds it up. You'll notice. You stop overanalyzing their words. You no longer reread their messages 10 times looking for hidden meanings. You don't find yourself battling with anxiety or wondering where you stand. Why? Because they make it clear, not with grand promises, but with presence, not with perfection, but with consistency. They don't play games. They don't create confusion. They respect your boundaries, not just because it's right, but because they fear Allah. And when you see someone who fears Allah in how they love you, how gently they protect your peace, how they never push you to cross limits, how they remind you of your worth in the eyes of your Creator, you begin to understand. This is different. This is not infatuation. This is intention. This is taka meeting tenderness. This is faith meeting feeling. When Allah sends a soul to elevate yours, sometimes we expect love to come in noise, in passion, in fireworks, but divine love? It often enters silently. You find someone who doesn't overwhelm your heart, but stabilizes it. You find someone who doesn't add to your chaos, but brings clarity. They don't try to own you. They honor you. They don't claim you like property. They cherish you like an amana. Trust from Allah. And slowly, you begin to see that this isn't a coincidence. This stillness, this peace, this sense of safety you feel in their presence, it might not be ordinary. It might be sacred. Sakna, the stillness only Allah can write. Allah says in the Quran, and among His signs is that He created for you from yourselves mates that you may find tranquility, Sakna, in them. And He placed between you affection and mercy. Surah Ar-Rum, 30 minutes and 21 seconds. That word Sakna is not about hype. It's not about obsession. It's about peace. It's about that deep calm that tells your soul, you are safe here. You are home. Not because they're perfect, but because their presence doesn't pull you away from Allah. It pulls you closer, even if it's not official yet. Maybe the connection isn't defined. Maybe there are still unanswered questions. Maybe the timing isn't right. Maybe it's still in its due G phase, but your heart feels something pure, something honest, something that can't be explained, only experienced. And so, instead of rushing it, you guard it. Instead of labeling it, you pray for it. You grow with it. You surrender it to the one who knows what's best. Because when a love is from Allah, it will never force you to sacrifice your faith for its survival. It will never demand what's harm to prove that it's real. It will never ask you to chase it, compromise for it, or beg for it. It will simply come with nur, not noise. With purpose, not pressure. With duji, not desperation. Love that grows you spiritually. This is the love worth waiting for. One that purifies you. One that teaches you patience. One that holds your hand, not just in this world, but as you both walk back to JANNAH. It's not about who enters your life first. It's about who enters with the intention to stay, with the maturity to build, with the sabr to plant roots and not just chase moments. It's about who sees your soul and says, I will protect this. I will not play with it. I will honor it. With the fear of Allah in my heart, Because real love, the kind that lasts, is not always instant. It is intentional. It is prayerful. It is prophetic. If you're in a season of silence, if you find yourself alone, in a season of silence, with nothing but your due is in hopes and hidden heartaches, do not despair, because love isn't always loud. Sometimes it begins incomplete. Invisibility. In someone's midnight prayer, in someone's journal, in someone's istikra, in someone who is growing right now, not even knowing that their growth is preparing them for you. Sometimes the one Allah wrote for you is not rushing toward you. They're returning to Him. They're healing. They're softening. They're shedding sins they don't want to carry into your future together. And when you meet, it won't be two people trying to fill each other's voids. It'll be two whole hearts ready to build something eternal. While you wait, become that soul instead of searching endlessly. Become someone worth being searched for. Instead of wondering who's praying for you, be the one who prays for them. Into the kind of person who brings sakna to someone else. Not chaos, not confusion, but clarity, calm, compassion. Because Allah doesn't just give you what you want. He gives you what you've prepared for. So purify your heart, deepen your faith, sharpen your character, so that when Allah finally brings you together, it is not just love. It is legacy, a love that makes you remember Allah more. The Prophet Muhammad said, "A person is upon the religion of his close friend, so let one of you look at whom he befriends." Tirmidhi. And if that applies to friendship, how much more for the one you tie your soul to? Choose someone whose presence doesn't make you forget Allah, but makes you remember Him more. Someone who inspires your modesty, who guards your dignity, who corrects you with kindness, who pulls you up in prayer, who says, "Let's ask Allah together." That is the kind of love that leads to barakah. That is the kind of love that lasts beyond this life. The one who says your name in due when Allah places someone in your life who prays for you more than they pursue you, who protects your dignity more than they protect their desires, who prioritizes your peace over their pride. Know that you are witnessing something rare, something divine, because some names are not called out in public. They're whispered in sujud, and that kind of love, it carries a weight with the angels. If someone is saying your name not just in conversation, but in duji, they're already carrying part of your soul to the throne of the most merciful. In the end, if it's written, it will not miss you. Even if it takes years, even if the path is winding, even if your hearts have to grow separately before they grow together, because the one who wrote your story did not begin it in this world. He began it in His wisdom, and He will complete it with His mercy. So, dear soul, wait for the kind of love that feels like peace after prayer. Wait for the kind of person who walks with you through life, but never lets you forget your final destination. Wait for the one who doesn't just enter your life with excitement, but enters with sakna. And while you wait, become the kind of soul someone else is praying for. Because what is truly written for you will find you, not through force, not through fear, but through faith. Not with noise, but with nur.